Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I'm here with Bull Cable. Today we're going to be talking about balancing, defenses and offensive balancing.
Yep. So the defense is basically kind of useless within low level players that you guys probably know. If any of you guys are watching this and you guys are maybe sitting around about level 40, I don't know what victory points you guys will be sitting at, probably around about 400, 500 victory points. You know, if you guys are running ice statue, you guys are probably realize it's kind of useless and you guys are not going to be really defending any more than you would if you didn't have them at all. So,
Right.
yeah.
See, at the current game state, defensive statues are not going to help you unless you're trying to push for like leaderboards, so locally or global leaderboards. So if you are not even going to try pushing, I would say just get rid of all of your ice statues. They're not going to help you much.
So, the kind of statues that they really want is offensive. So, that does bring up the question, is the game in balance? Like, is it unbalanced that you actually don't even need ice statues till later on? If you're actually pushing towards the game, you know, they have got the Hammerman event, the Hammerman defense event, but it's, you know, if they're having got max, I mean, I've got max level defenses and I can't even take it out. I'll need ice statues for that. So, you know, that's only like the people with ice statues and max level bases that are going to even complete Hammerman at the moment.
Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, Hammerman, and obviously Hammerman does not give you a lot of resources.
hmm
And I wouldn't say it's worth having ice statues just to defend against Hammerman. You may also notice like a difference when you do have ice statues versus when you don't have ice statues. Like you'll see a very small difference at any victory point level, but you can attack and defeat so much higher level bases if you have offensive statues.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. So, how would you change? Well, what kind of changes can you actually put into the game to maybe, I don't know, make it so that people actually at low level can you maybe use ice statues? Obviously, their main goal is either to obviously climb as much victory points as they possibly can, but also to try and progress through the game at the same time. And if they're obviously got ice statues, there needs to be some sort of, you know, motivation for them to use it to maybe get more resources or hold, you know, obviously keep the resources. The main reason why they have ice is so that they don't get attacked, to drop VP, or to don't get attacked to lose resources. That is basically why you have them in the
yeah.
first place, and it's not doing either at the moment. So what could you maybe do to change that up, you know? um
Um, Maybe if like they added this, and this is just a very rough draft that I just came up with. So if you fail attacking a base and you lose like, I don't know, like let's say 80% of your army, then all of those resources that you could have gained from defeating the base, they'll
mhm.
take like 10% of that, take it away from the person who attacked you and give it to the defensive player.
You
So,
mean you get resources for defending?
yes, basically. But it wouldn't be like an insane amount of resources. And it
Right.
wouldn't be just attack, drop artillery, then retreat. It would be you have to lose like 75% or 80% of your entire army to lose a very small amount of
So
resources.
you
But
mean as now you know you get diamonds for defending, you mean you can get resources as well?
yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be that much resources, but I feel like obviously it wouldn't matter to max level players. So that's kind of a benefit. But for people who want more resources, just get more defensive statues. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you could also get like resource reward statues, of course, which I think is better because I love resource reward statues.
So this would maybe implement some sort of change into the game, maybe just pure ice and green statues for low people. Therefore, they're just kind of turtling.
First of all, no green statues.
No, no green
You
statues. They're
don't need green
useless.
statues. They're like the most useless statue ever.
Yes, yeah, they are. They are for a type of player that, let's be honest, I don't even know what they're trying to do. It's just so bad. It's
Yeah,
such a bad
it
strategy.
so bad.
Um, the way I was thinking that you could do it as well. I don't know how they would implement this, but for every not green statue, for every blue statue you have, for every ice, that also affects. Say for example, I don't know how much percent of reward like resources is taken from your base when you lose. Is it 20%? Is it 10%? Is it 5%?
Let's see. I've been maxed on resources, so it is. It looks. Oh wow. It looks like it is about 10% exactly. So
Right. So is there maybe a way for, if you have some ice statues, if you do lose, you don't lose as much resources?
yeah,
Since there's an ice statue on the base, maybe the player can't actually take as much resources out the base. Therefore, it gives another incentive. If you have more ice statues, you don't lose as much resources.
right. Or
That
maybe
could work
they
like that as
can.
well, but
Maybe they can add like a different statue to do that. I don't know.
they
Like,
could do that. They could add another different green statue for
yeah,
the
a green
greens as
statue.
well. A green statue's almost like a resource protection statue or something like that. I don't
Yeah,
know. That would be quite good, but would people use it? If you're wanting to protect your resources, you want an ice to stop them. You don't want to just let them through just so they take less. Would it work? I would like to maybe implement that with the ice, because no one's really going to waste their statues for, just to take less
yeah,
resources. In theory, that is what the vault does, is it not? That's what the vault does.
yeah. That's exactly what the vault does. So it would be like a vault booster, basically.
A
So just
vault
like
booster, yeah.
it just like raise the protection percentage of the vaults.
Maybe you
So,
could use some sort of power powder into the vault. I don't know, and you
oh
could
yeah,
boost that
you
up.
can. Yeah, I mean that's a very interesting concept, and I think it would work. Um, I think it's a great idea.
It's a good
Or maybe,
idea, but does this actually change the balance at all? This is just stopping the offensive players that are already too offensive to just for the defenders to just keep a little bit of resources. It's not changing up anything, is it? You
yeah,
know,
I don't. mm. Yeah, we're just thinking on the side where we need
yeah,
to make blue statues better for all level players, and I think this would help. But
yes,
again, offensive, I think, is way too overpowered for defensive.
yes. I mean, there's another way you could kind of go down. You could maybe add more buildings, more offensive buildings into the mix. Like, I don't know what kind of tower you could do. You can maybe add, like, I would say taunt towers into the mix. Obviously, that would maybe make things seriously unbalanced.
That would be tough.
That would be ridiculous, yes. Or some
Yeah,
scary, one scary mortar or something like that would be just
yeah.
ridiculous. You could do things like that. I don't know how it would work.
Like obviously they'd have to think up a defense. Like I don't think they're gonna bring anything from Mega Crab over, but they would. Yeah, we might even be getting a new defense in the next update. I mean, this next update's gonna be huge, and I
Yeah.
hope it's going to be another defense.
The thing is, if you watch the pattern, every time they release a new troop, they also release a new defense to keep trying and keep things balanced. Like if they release the Cryoneers, they'll release the Grappler. Like after it, there's always like one and then the other, one and then the other. When they released the Shock Launcher way back, then they released the Grenadiers. Then when they
Hmm.
released a new stage, they might release a new troop. Or they could obviously when they release maybe new defensive levels, they obviously release new troop levels, so it always keeps
Yeah,
things balanced. And yeah,
I
so
think I think the problem is the Boom Beach team thinks the game is balanced, which it is balanced incredibly well. And I'm actually like, if you go back to when Boom Beach first started, like that was not very balanced. So it's definitely or come a long way.
no, you're right, it was definitely not balanced. People used to be able
Gosh.
to rush with warriors, like 3 boats, and they would take the whole of the 20 stages of Dr. T down.
Yeah,
Like that was
yeah.
ridiculous back in the day.
So yeah, I think the Boom Beach thinks the game is balanced, and that's why they're not changing it. But I feel like if they just brought out one new building without bringing out any new upgrades or any new troops, I think that would benefit the game and make it maybe a tad more balanced.
Yes, yes,
But
I
then
think it probably
again,
would, but would it?
but then again, they would have to add it for like all level of players because,
Yes, it would have to
and I
be
don't,
something way down, and then they're very careful with when they add things into the game, like certain
oh yeah,
HQs and stuff like that. So they would have to really be careful what HQ do they add this in, and this might increase the offensive player even more. They might feel they need to go even more in offensive direction to try and take down this new extra defense. It's a balance. It's what the players do. I think maybe adding a defense there just needs to be more incentive. That idea with defending more gets you more resources as well is a really good idea, and it's also another way to get resources. But there's no perfect way to do this. It's quite hard.
It's tough. Yeah.
It's really tough. So if anyone really wants to comment their ideas, it would be really helpful, because obviously the Boom Beach team are really smart people, and they haven't figured this problem out as well. They must know this is a problem, and
Yeah.
they have to be very careful with what they do, in terms of they want to make the low level players have the best experience possible throughout the game, because they're the ones that they want to stick in, and therefore maybe spend diamonds in the long run. They want the start players to have a good time, and that is what they really are looking for, I think, for the future of Boom Beach. They want, or they could maybe introduce something to bring, obviously, the veterans back if the veterans have left. I don't really know. There's just
I don't know what they would add. Like, it would have to be some type of new event, which is not even on the subject of balancing. But yeah, we definitely need like something in Boom Beach.
Yeah, but if you like your super offensive running through bases, at the end of the day, it might have been designed like that because people do enjoy just completely steamrolling a base, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
So, it
you
might
like
be too hard.
you like taking down and destroying bases more than you like watching someone else destroy your base. At the end of the day, like, that's what it's gonna come back to. So
Yeah, so that's probably why. And that's why there's more offensive things. No one really cares too much about defending too much, unless it's task force versus task force, when you're the one that's brag, look, this guy couldn't take my base down, and kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only reason why Clash of Clans keeps its clan wars, isn't it? That you build your base to stop people coming in. You always look, because it affects you, it affects the whole team if someone can take your base down, and that's why that was so successful. But
so I was just thinking of something quick, and I just want to put this out there. I know last podcast we talked about the task forces versus task forces, but I just thought of something. What if we did talk about like some mega task force base that you have to attack the other task force, and the other task force attacks your base or something like that? Mm-hmm. What if it adds up all of the blue defensive statues from your task force?
From everyone. That would be very good. It would be...
Those are the boosts that are going to be on your task force base. So all of these higher level task forces are going to want blue statues as well as offensive statues.
Yes, that is very, very true. And, why not try and implement people with all types? Why don't we take that even further? People that have like resource reward statues, everyone gets more resources for taking like every statue from everyone. Obviously, people are going to find different combos of what statues people want in each task force. I want a so-and-so blue, I want a so-and-so red. You might find this would have to be very, very carefully balanced.
Oh yeah.
If people use all blue, and people in the opposite team can't even take a single defense out, this is going to be seriously unbalanced. The opposite way around, if someone, obviously then you're going to have some ice, or is it just going to be a pure offensive war? Like who just pure offense, but the offensive statue is only for yourself, remember? So
yeah,
this would have to be seriously balanced. You know, if even if someone has the max level offensive statues, if they're against someone with all ice and their base is like got some absolute crazy percentage, you know, he might not even be able to touch the base. You know, so it has to be balanced. That's a good idea. It's a very good idea.
Like,
I do like the ice statue coming in play.
Yeah, maybe like they can add like or implement something where you can attack alongside your buddies. So like you can organize an event where all 50 of the task force attacks at once. And you can't kill off your other task force troops, but like obviously this would probably make the game lag a lot if everyone's using like riflemen. But I just think that'd be cool, like being able to attack next to like Jimmy or attack next to another one of my task force buddies.
Oh, this would be so cool. I just thought of one last thing before we end this thing off. Imagine each task force has their own mega crab. Like, not like a mega crab, could be a mega anything, whatever you want to call it. And you know, each stage is kind of like each player's base, and you can choose which order you put the bases in, and you can kind of like the same. That would be so sick, you know. That'd be so cool.
Awesome.
And
that'd be so good.
And you know, every player can like, you know, say, oh, that would be so cool. And you know, each stage is like it's on like a mega base, and like the ice is honestly, that'd be so cool.
That'd be so much fun.
but that's a completely different thing. That is a huge update. That's not something you can just chuck out there and then they start implementing that. That would take months, and I don't even know how long that would take to make, because they probably spend a lot of time on these mega crabs. I would like to ask the developers one thing as well. You know, like if they must design each mega crab stage, you know, then no one ever reaches the max stage. So what is the max stage for mega crab? You know, like what is the one where they say, right, cut off, we're not going to make any more stages here, you know?
Yeah. I there might be like
hidden stages, you know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like there's one final stage that is like 100,000 health boost.
Yeah, no, it's just one, like just a base just sitting there.
Yeah.
In the middle of millions of mines, just because they knew no one will ever get there.
Yeah.
That's so cool. But right, we're gonna end this off. Let us know in the comment section what you guys think. You know, some of these really good ideas came up. Do you guys even think the game is balanced at all? Do you guys think it's unbalanced balance? You know, what level are you guys? Are you guys experiencing any sort of unbalancing? You probably will do when you reach about mid game. You're gonna probably start seeing like 60s. Up at your level.
Yeah.
You might explain that as unbalancing, but that's kind of just people not playing the game too much. You can always skip the base, but
yeah,
it's mostly about offensive, defensive in this main topic here.
Yeah.
So, yep, thank you for coming on the channel. I'll put you in the description. Go check out Cosmic Duo's channel and go subscribe over there. They do a lot of good videos on Boom Beach, and it's really, really good. So, yep.
Thanks, Boat Cable.
That's good. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.